not to make your job hard, but to make your job as easy and make everybody's job as easy. So whichever way is the least way to set everything up to make everything efficient is what they're going to go with. You understand what I mean? So sometimes in software, you know how Kubernetes itself, you would have to, let's say you want to deploy a Kubernetes project, you would have to install your control plane, install your worker node, install everything. Like if you are using the open source Kubernetes. But at work, they don't use that because why would you use that instead of, as opposed to using AWS, EKS, where they pretty much configure all that stuff for you. All you
And
have to do is focus on just deploying your application on it.
And also this way that you see now on the screen, this utilizes minimum of T3 micro instances. Once this deployment file goes through, when it builds the infrastructure for you in AWS, because it will build auto scale and all that stuff, EC2 instances, the instances that it will deal with are T3 micro, which are very, very expensive. So no one, even the jobs will not even do it because it's going to cost them a lot. Because once this is deployed, if it went through, if it was to go through, you would see it's only dealing with T3 micro and all that stuff.
Yes, even with our EKS, you can only use you can't use T2, anything T2 for like a Kubernetes project. Even with EKS, you have to use something higher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's production grade pretty much. So my thing was I was trying to do this and use that one of those images and clarify that regardless of it was using a database and all that. I did not know, because like I said, I haven't gone through the project, so I did not know that when you were doing the Docker file, it included the database stuff. That was what I wanted to clarify.
Yes. So try that command I sent to you. Let's go. I just kind of like asked ChatGPT about your error.
Let me see.
So it says first, we have to check if the Kubernetes API server is running. So it says to run those two commands. So the first one we check if Kubernetes is running, and the other one we check.
Where did you send it?
On Slack. I sent to you on Slack.
Okay. Is it directly to me? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just do the first system CTL. Yeah, because there's no kubelet now, because the kubelet is pretty much in the worker nodes, and it's only when I create the deployment file and create the cluster, that's the time you will see the kubelet. So it's not going to show up now. So even if I wanted to check now, I won't be able to, because nothing is showing up. I don't have worker nodes right now. Worker nodes will only come up when I create the cluster itself. That's the beauty of this route that I'm using. That's why I wanted to try it. The only EC2 instance I'll mess around with is just this one, this workstation.
Yeah, but you have to have. So we are talking about what about the
one?
Kubernetes? Because that's just a command to check. I don't think that has to do with your sure that Kubernetes control plane is running. So we're just checking the so that is checking the control plane. Actually, is not checking the that is checking the control plane. So
yeah.
So you can see even that one too. The Docker service is not.
Yeah, the reason why that's what I'm saying. It's different from what I'm doing now. It's completely different from.
Okay.
Yeah, because what's happening is the architecture of Kubernetes is pretty much, it has a workstation. That's the only instance you will create in in this way I'm doing it now.
Okay.
That's the only one you create, and that's when I launch all of that in there, it will go ahead and create the the worker nodes. Let's say if I'm doing 3 replica sets, it would create 3 instances or 2 instances, whatever I put in there in that file. And that's the time the master node will be created as well when I go through with all of that. So it's kind of like it's different. Let me show you something that I'm trying to get, just so you get a sense of what I'm saying. Can you see?
Yes, I understand, but yeah, you don't have to do it this way. That's the
No, I
point.
know. I know. I'm just like
Um,
I said, I was just messing around. I know exactly. It's totally
yeah. So trying to do it this way, what you have to I mean, I get what you is not a bad thing, it's a good thing, right? But from what even the error that I'm seeing is saying that for for the one where we're trying to install Docker, we're checking the status of Docker. So it says Kubernetes and Docker service is not installed or properly configured on your system. So at the base, you have to install the Kubernetes CLI and Docker on this EC2 instance.
okay.
You understand? It wouldn't be in your worker node. It will be on the EC2 instance itself. So try is Docker, did you install Docker on that EC2 instance?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so you have to install Docker on it and you have to install the Kubernetes CLI on it as a base for you to be able to run that your deployment file. So it will be similar to what we are doing on our system. So it will be similar to what we are doing on our system, but whatever, let's say, for example, this EC2 instance is taking the place of your home computer that you could have used, right? You have to install Docker on it and you have to install the Kubernetes CLI on it. So that's what this is saying.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's totally. I only wanted to get a sense of,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, of what
And
exactly.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know how to set up Kubernetes this way. I only know how to set it up from um using the EKS, right? And because the EKS does all the heavy load of setting up your control plane for you and setting up your cluster, and you just focus on hosting your application in the pods, right? And also with that, all you have to do is on your computer that you are going to be running the Kubernetes deployment from, you just make sure that you have Kubernetes CLI installed and you also have Docker installed. So I really think that error you are showing, that error is showing you has to do with just having Docker installed on this EC2 instance and also installing Kubernetes CLI on this EC2 instance as a start.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when you said the Kubernetes CLI,
So it is um, can you go can you go to that Kubernetes project that you're in your AWS node account that you were showing me?
okay,
All right. So scroll down to installing Docker. You see here, the first thing we did is install Docker on our EC2, not on our EC2. You are using EC2, but it's the same process with whether you're using an EC2 instance or you're using your computer. So the first thing we did is install Docker on it, right? And scroll up. I think it's probably I don't know if it's, oh no, scroll down. It's probably the Kubernetes one is still coming up. So keep scrolling down. Go to like the next section. So this is so scroll all the way down and go to the next section. Creating Docker file. Keep going to the next section. The Kubernetes one is all the way at the click show more. Building Docker image, pushing it to ACL, setting up RDS instance right here. So you see over there where we have to install the kubectl, right?
yeah, I've installed all of that. And
Yeah.
the way I'm doing it, I don't need to install Docker on this worker node. That's this workstation. I only need to install kubectl, and then I install kops, the operations. The operations will do pretty much all of that Docker side of things and all that. It's different. It's just different.
Okay, I see. So
Yeah.
I'll have to, if you send me what you're trying to do, I can do a research on it because I'm not sure exactly, I'm not sure 100% of how to configure it the way you are going about it. But
Yeah. So what I'll do is
maybe,
I'll keep on working on it, and if I pull it off next Saturday, I
okay.
will kind of like do a demo of exactly
Yeah,
what's
sure,
going on.
sure.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, it's
I'd love
short.
to see
It's
that.
really short to go about it because once I install all of the stuff on that workstation and I'm able to run the deployment file, boom,
Okay.
it's just a matter of pulling that image from that deployment file I showed you,
Mm-hmm.
bring my image in there, then my
All
app
right.
will just show up. Yeah.
So from what you were the image you showed us with that your control plane and just the architecture, can you
Mhm.
briefly explain like pretty much what you are trying to do and what you are trying to accomplish? Maybe other people that are watching could be something they can try as well.
Okay. So if you take a look at this image, it's pretty much, this is an image that I pulled from this um, deployment file. Is actually it's on the Kubernetes documentation website. Anyone can get it. So pretty much what it's doing, it's creating a deployment file. Like I said, let me explain. Let me get back to the nitty-gritty of things. This is the Kubernetes abstraction. Your application lives in a container, and the container is
Mm-hmm.
pretty much managed by pods, because in Kubernetes, we talk about pods, not containers. And
Mm-hmm.
then those pods are managed by replica sets. And the replica sets are managed by a deployment unit. What happens is if you were to create a pod by itself, pods are ephemeral in nature in the sense if you delete them, you won't get them again. So it doesn't make sense to just create a pod. And also when you're creating a pod, if you run the command kubectl run pod and then you give the name of a pod, you're only creating just one pod. For you to be able to create, like, let's say you wanted to do like 3 pods or 3 containers running your application, you need a replica set, which will tell you that, hey, once you create the application, it would allow you to do multiple ports for you. That's why it makes sense to, it's either you use the replica at the end of your line code, or you do a deployment that would tell you that, okay, I want to create a deployment and then I want to see certain amount of ports created. So if you take a look at my my deployment file, you see the replicas here. So this tells me it's gonna create 3 instances in different availability zones within that region that I'm doing. Let's say if I'm doing US East 1 on Virginia, it will create a pod in 1A, 1B, and 1C zones. That's what it's doing. And if you see, there's what is called labels, and there's a label. This is the part of the this part that you see, it's part of like the deployment, and it's pulling data from a pod. And the only way to connect a pod to a replica set or replica to a pod is using these match labels. That's why you see they're all the same. The moment you change this, it won't work. It has to be the same. So it's like a link telling me that, hey, this deployment file is pulling data from, or pulling information from this replica set, and it's pulling it from this container. That's why you see the name is the same, all of these. So that's what it's doing. And then it's exposing it on port 80. And this is the image. It's like a base image that anyone can get from Docker Hub. So when I get this deployment to work, I'll go ahead and create a service file. Let me show you a service file in, this is the deployment file that I copied. If I go to a service file, in order for me to expose that application that's in that container, I need this file. I have to do a service file as well. I'll copy this and create a service file. But in this service file, if you notice, it's not showing what type of service, because I think there's 3 different services, but the one we're going to be using is the type of an application load balancer, which we always use. So that somewhere here underneath this selector, I'll bring in a type and then call it load balancer. So once I create that service file in this instance again, and then I run it, that service file will enable us to see this application, whatsoever is in this image. Because without the service file, you will not be able to see the application. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do.
Okay. So pretty much what you just explained is exactly what we did in the Kubernetes project too.
Okay.
So we have a service file there that connects to a network load balancer actually. And to expose your application, there's a deployment file there, but pretty much everything you say about just your app label is accurate. So all that stuff is in the Kubernetes project we did. But can you go to that documentation? I still feel like you need, in order for you to run this deployment file on this EC2 instance, you have to have the dependencies for Kubernetes to be able to run it, which I feel like that's where your issue is coming from. So this is it. Is there any, can you scroll down? Let me see if there is like anywhere where it's talking about the dependencies, deployments. Can you send me this link? Yeah, so you can't, because you can't, your institute has to have some type of Kubernetes CLI installed on it for you to be able to run.
Yes, that's Kubernetes CLI. It's exactly what I was telling you about. This is, let me get out of this. That's the kubectl. This allows me to be able to run Kubernetes commands on this instance, and it's installed. That's what I need. And then there's another one also that I need.
Hold on. How are you able to tell that it is installed? Can you scroll?
If it was not installed, I wouldn't be able to run this command that I was running. All these kubectl to be able to run, I'll be able to run it. Because this is the command I used to create that deployment file.
So what command did you just run? What command did you just run to see that? Did you just run?
Yeah, I just run kubectl, just to show if it's available. Because I had to install it first. If I don't have kubectl, I won't be able to run this command.
Okay.
For me to be able, to see that error. And then there's another one, Kubernetes operations, COPS. This one also I need. This allows me to create the cluster. So it does create, delete, and all that stuff. Yeah. But that's why it's different. I don't need Docker here now. Because when I run that cluster, the cluster will create the master node, and then it will create the worker nodes, those replicas that you saw, the 3 replicas. In those worker nodes, that's where you have the kubelets, and that's where you have Docker.
So when you run this deployment, that is what's going to create your
all my resources in AWS. You would see application load balancer, you would see the auto scaling, the instances, everything will show up in the console. Yeah, I'm gonna walk through.
And that is not, and are you using EKS or are you using just Kubernetes Open CLI?
Yes, no, I'm not using EKS. It has nothing to do with EKS.
So what is going to create your, I don't think that deployment file will create your master and your control plane and your worker node. I don't think so.
All it will do is it will create all the worker nodes for me, the instances the replicas that you just saw, 3 of them that we created. It would create, my VPC would create a subnet. It would do everything, all the infrastructure, everything will be created. Just like when you run Terraform, apply and all that stuff, how it builds the infrastructure for you, it will do all of that.
So what is creating your Kubernetes cluster with your master node in it?
With my master node?
Your control plane.
Yeah, Daniel, I think the deployment file you're showing is not going to do that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that you're the
structure to deploy on it. So you need some other way to deploy the infrastructure, but based on what I'm seeing, I'm not sure what.
Okay. Anyway, like I said, I will try to go through it and try to clear that error first. Once I get it running by next Saturday, I will definitely showcase everything.
Yeah, right. So let me share and I'll show you something. I mean, at least from my understanding, so I haven't been working on any Kubernetes project recently. So it's something I have to refresh my knowledge on, right? So let's say you have this is the Kubernetes architecture, right? When you create a cluster in AWS, right? The cluster will create pretty much in EKS, it would create, why is my pen not working? Which screen am I sharing? I think I'm sharing that. Which screen are you guys seeing? Let me stop sharing. I think
I was seeing a diagram, architecture diagram.
Screen one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when you create a cluster in AWS, from my understanding, AWS would create your cluster and it would now create your control plane.
That's the master node.
Yeah. So it does all that stuff for you, right? So once all that stuff is done, then your deployment file that you have, that is the one you'll use to create these workarounds. So you still need a way to create your cluster with your control plane properly set up in it. That's the same thing Titus was saying. So that deployment file would only deploy this part of it, from my understanding, but it wouldn't do this for you, which this is very important to deploy your EKS cluster. So that's what I'm saying. If you are using the open source version, there's a lot more things you have to set up when it comes to just making sure your cluster is created, is ready to go. So, but just using that deployment file would not create your cluster. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check.
But I'll say, I mean, if when you have time to, you can go through the ones we created and just to see how it works. You might pick one or two things up from it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Is that pretty much everything? No,
yeah, that's what I have so far.
Okay, cool. How do I get rid of this? My all right. Does anyone else have any question about anything you need help with? Okay. So,
hi Aziz.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I do have a question, though I'm still like very far behind. I'm just still I'm starting like the project newly.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
yeah, I was trying to create a domain name because I'm still at creating a static website page. But I got an email from Amazon saying I couldn't create a domain name. I don't know
Oh, okay.
if you've
So
encountered that kind of problem.
yeah, sometimes it has to do with, sometimes it may be, do you have any billing stuff with them that you need to clear?
Oh, okay, it could be a billing issue. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
check
I'll
whether
check
you
that.
have any billing
I thought it
issue
was
with
maybe
them.
I did something wrong, or maybe I didn't like
No,
follow
no,
the
no,
right
no.
steps.
Oh, no, 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 no. It's usually if an error comes back like that, it has to do with something. Maybe it could be a billing issue. It could be something on their end. But I think in AWS, you can message them. Let me show you. You should be able to message them because I know someone was having the same issue before. And I think Route 53 is one of the only service that when you are using the free tier account, they allow you to send them a message. Let me see if we can find it. So if you, I think it's AWS support. Or maybe it's just support. Yeah, let's see. It's been a while since I. So if you go on support, you can create a case. Let's see.
Great case.
Technical. So this is let's just try billing. I would domain. Registration issue.
Registration issue.
General question. Then general question. Then you click next here. Then you just type your message here. They'll respond to you. And if you have any screenshot, you can add the screenshot
attach to the file.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is probably the only service they let you do that, and they'll respond to you. If it's something they have to fix on their end, they'll fix. If it's something on your end that is blocking it, they'll let you know. So, but I don't think it has to do with you following the steps, because the steps to register a domain name is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it was pretty straight. So I was like, I didn't, because I had to watch the video again. Like, I don't think I made any. Okay, I'll reach out to them on that.
Okay, all right.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
No problem. All right. Does anyone else have any question?
I have a question, please.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Can I share my screen?
Okay.
So, I'm getting this error whenever I run the Terraform apply.
Okay. Can you scroll down a little bit? You have multiple errors. We'll look at it one by one. Scroll down. Okay, stop. Load balancer, load balancer cannot provide subnets from multiple locals. So go in your alb.tf line 2. So you didn't change anything in the file, right?
I don't think I changed anything here, but
Yeah,
in the
I
other
mean,
file, in the other file, I did change something. When I got,
which one? Which one did you change something in?
I changed something in the, I think I did change something here. And hold on 1 second. In RDS, because the initial error I was getting was I was getting this error, the last error. So, which was saying that I need to create a availability zone and
Yeah, it's saying it doesn't meet your availability zone requirement. So 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 in your deployment.yaml, you destroyed everything, right? You don't have any your infrastructure, you don't have it created through your deployment.yaml, right?
No.
Okay.
That was long
Yeah.
time.
Okay, scroll up and that one should be on destroy. Your environment variable should be on destroy. Because they are using the same uh, so okay, yeah. Terraform action destroy. Okay. Because they are using the same state file. So all right.
On vacation. So
Let's look at your RDS file. It is saying that your subnet group does not meet the availability zone requirement. Scroll up. Let's see. Subnet group. Private data subnet is a one. Private data subnet is a two. Can you run a Terraform destroy? Just press enter. Yeah. All right. Run your Terraform apply now.
so should I delete the
Yeah, you can delete
right?
that. You can. It's fine. You can. You, no, no, you delete everything in that. You delete the folder itself,
Okay,
the Terraform folder. Yeah,
complete one. Okay.
and delete that Terraform log HCL too. Okay. So, and go in your alb.tf file. What about your TFS? Let me see your TFS file. Something is wrong with your subnet somewhere. In your VPC file. All right. So scroll up. Scroll up. Just keep scrolling up. Scroll up to where you have your public subnet. Yeah, keep scrolling up. Okay. All right. Okay. Understand. Now provide subnets from. Wait a second. You're right, the case that you're trying to create an application with balance of subnet. Now you have an error somewhere
Probably.
of public subnet is one, public subnet is two, data, AWS availability is names one, names two. Trying to create an. So click on the ALB now, the ALB. Yeah. It's public subnet is one. Public subnet is two, I think. Somehow it is saying you are subnet is it one? Public subnet is it two? Yes. Your both of your public subnets is subnet, public subnet is one ID, public subnet is it two. What about your go to that VPC file. I'm not sure what you change. Oh, scroll up. Let me see some. In the VPC file, just scroll up. Okay, so scroll down the availability. What is in your providers file? Let me see your providers file.
I
Your
did not.
code looks richer. And what about your region and your TFS file?
Remember, I came here. I wanted to add another region, but I later deleted it. I copied this one and put it at the second line, but I deleted it again. So when I see that it was giving me, I deleted it. So
Because all the issues you're having is saying the same thing, but it's something is saying that your region, your availability zone is one one avail one availability zone. So um can you just download the file that I gave you, and we'll just, because it's something has changed in your file and I can't really um tell from your subnet standpoint, it looks fine, but I'm sure the issue is not coming from there, it's coming from somewhere, but it is relating to your load balancer. So I can send you the files for that project. What's your name on Slack?
done.
Is it it's just one word? Because I see two Larry here. I'm not sure which one is you.
Let me send you a message.
Okay. Why can't I send you a message? Oh, never mind. So download that file. we're not going to run it we're just going to run it on your computer first. And if it works, then you just pretty much move everything into your project folder. Unzip it. Oh no, before you unzip it, because I only create a folder and put that zip folder in it. Create just a folder and put the zip folder in. So you just right click anywhere on the open space there, then it should allow you to create a folder. Not there, but like at the bottom somewhere. In your file explorer.
Mm.
So you see how you can even do it up there where it says new. See new up there on the left hand corner, new. Up, up, right there. Left, move your mouse to the left a little bit up. It says where it says new.
Oh, yeah.
Let's call it test or something. No, just put the put this zip folder I sent to you in there. No, don't name it just a name and put that zip folder in it. Yeah, you are selecting both together. That's why you have to say one. All right, go in that folder. Unzip it. All right, did you unzip it?
I just extracted it.
Okay, so go. So can you go back to that CI/CD testing directory? No, it's the same in your file explorer. You see up there, you can see your path. Just I'm saying go back one more directory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't unzip it. So you just right click, or you can click extract all over there. Right click on it and extract all. Extract. Okay. All right. So now open that your CI/CD testing in Visual Studio Code. No, don't open it that way. You have to open a new window. Open a new Visual Studio Code window, not the one you already have stuff in. So now open that folder. And So before we delete that, select the drop down on that VPC one. Okay. You can delete the VPC. Well, if it's okay, it doesn't really hurt anything. We'll just, because what we just want to test is what is in there. The only thing you have to change in here is your, the only thing you have to change in here is your TF-VAS file. So go to your TF-VAS file and change your 25 line 25, and so put this on the side, just move this to the side and open that, bring that other Visual Studio Code with your current project side by side with this one. Yeah, this is fine. Just bring it next to it, then we'll go back and forth between them. Yeah, that one. So first, select your TF-VAS file. Yeah, just like that. It's perfect. So I'll move this to the left side a little bit. Yeah, select your TF-VAS file. Either one is fine. Yeah, that's perfect. So select your TF-VAS file here, but don't move it too much. Just move it where you can see the menu, your Explorer thing on the, how you had it just previously now is fine. So I'll move it a little bit to the right a little bit.
To the right?
Yeah, just slightly. Yeah, maybe it's lagging. Just slightly so that you can see all your file names over there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so select your TF-VAS file and replace your, so you want to replace line 16, the values on line 16 with yours. On 25 and 26. Uh, 29 and that's 29. Okay. All right. Then, before we run it, can you run a Terraform destroy on this one, the one you currently have?
Hey, Aziz, how you
Yes,
doing?
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
this
You?
yeah, I'm kind of
I think you went on mute, so whenever you're ready, just you can ask your question. Um, in the file that I gave you, Mr. Henry, select your providers.tf file. Let's see what's in there. Okay. All right. Now I think we've changed all the things we need to change. So now try to what about that env variables file, env variables file dot env. Uh, the only one that is not a Terraform file is in the middle where your mouse is. No, your mouse was just on it. Two more up.
So this one.
Okay, it's an empty file. All right. Okay, now run your Terraform in it and oh, okay. For your state file, what state file are you using? Let's change that. So on your backend in here, what is your state file called?
Same. I think the state file is the same thing.
No, no, your backend, your state file will be different. That's my bucket name. You can't have the same bucket name as mine. So, click on your backend.tf file. It's up over there. All right. The state file name is the same, but your bucket name is different. So, please change your bucket name. Line 4.
Change the name.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying change the name. I'm saying copy the name, your bucket name into my, because
Oh,
we have to use the bucket that your state file is in. All right. So that we are using a new state file, you can you see on line 5 where it says key, just you can say you can change that range zone. You can change that range zone app to app range zone app, add a hyphen project after it, not in your file, but in the one that we're about to test. So we just create a whole new state file. You have a typo there. Yeah, okay. All right. So make sure you save your file. Your files are not saved yet. All right, I think that's all we have to change. Now you can run it. So your credentials that you are configured is authenticating to US East 1, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right, type was it IAM get user. what is it? AWS IAM get user. IAM space get user hyphen user. Okay. User. Okay.
Yeah, Aziz, so I'm sorry about the noise earlier. I wanted to ask about the content of his former locals.tf because of the error on the,
Oh,
you know,
that is true.
uh, yes.
But yeah, I didn't.
Local.tf. Local.tf. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, because we're only using that to get the secret. So
Oh, okay.
that is getting the secret from secret manager.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah. So yeah, I thought about that too, but I didn't think to check it because I remember that we're only using it to get the secret. So you can run it now and see. I think it has to do with either there's just a typo somewhere in this code, but I wouldn't know exactly where to pinpoint it. So rather than spending all this time looking for it, we can just do it this way. All right. So in Mice, right? Go into your secret manager. It has to on my RDS file, it has to be exactly the name you store the key as in your file, in your secret manager. So you probably store yours as something something else. Okay, so select that one. Is that one? Um, retrieve secret value. Scroll down. All right, you see how yours is called RDS. The secret key on the secret key line, what yours is called, right? That's what you have to go and rename that one to in your Terraform file. So open back your Visual Studio Code. Adekunle, are you asking if DynamoDB is needed for backup configuration? All right, so go in your RDS file. Scroll down. So you see right there where I have my line 18 to 20. Just change you are changing the RDS, the key name, not the value, the key name. So RDS DB name, that's what you called it in your repo. So you have to change that key in your Terraform code. Mine is uppercase, yours is lowercase. So that's what you are changing. So on line 18, right? That is your, no. So the one you copied, that is your RDS DB name. So that will be your line 20. Line 19.
Password. Line 19 is password.
They have to be the same exact name. So whatever you called your key, that's what you have to put in your Terraform file.
Yeah, okay.
No, it should be password, not RDS DB name. Then just type it in. You call the password over there. That's what you should put in there. All right. Yeah. So that is it. I'm not sure. I think your ACR registry should be fine because I didn't change that in mine. So now you can save your file and run your Terraform in it again and apply.
So that dribbles.
Okay, so yeah, you need to change that too. 'Cause that's why I was thinking maybe mine is all uppercase in my code, but That will be on your ECS file line 38. So just type ECR underscore registry. Mine is capital case, change yours to lowercase because that is how you line 38. Right. So right there. Mr. Larry, do you want to enable autosave on your Visual Studio Code project so that way anytime you change a file, it autosaves it for you?
Yeah, let me do that. Show me.
Okay. All right, select file. And no, select file. Then you should see the autosave. Right down. Keep going down.
Okay.
Right there. Okay.
You same.
Scroll. All right, so it has to do with something in your AWS account. Can I, either that or the credentials you are using to configure your project. So first, let's look at your AWS account. Sometimes I found that when your default VPC is messed up, when you are using that data source thing, it would mess up your, it will cause an error too. So go to VPC. Yeah. Hello, DJ Black. How are you? So yes, we are using secret manager for the secrets because that is how it is done. I mean, in our production environment at work, that is how it is done. Our secret is stored in secret manager. So that is why I decided to use it for this project. Okay, so that's your default VPC. Can you select it? Let me see something. Select it there, yes. And click resource map under those tab. Scroll down. It looks right. Scroll down. I mean, it looks fine. Um, drag it to, scroll down and drag it to the right. It's okay if you can see it. It's fine. Yeah. So the only other thing I can think about is your credentials is configured to a different region or something like that, because it should work. So the issue is not even, because that's why when I was looking at your code, I didn't see. So no, go on your computer where you configured your credentials. So it'll be your file explorer.
Yeah, so for now.
Oh, okay. You have it on different. It'll be on your C drive.
Yes, yes, I have.
Right. Show me what is in your config file. Close this one and show me your config file.
Hello, Aziz.
Yeah.
To rotate the secrets at work, is it kind of like a manual process that we just do and update those values, or it's automated?
Our secret manager has a secret rotation feature that would automatically do it. So if you put the secrets there yourself, to you have to manually rotate it, or you can write a Lambda function that does it. But if you use Secret Manager also has, for example, if you create an RDS instance, you can now connect the RDS instance to your Secret Manager. Then if you do it that way, Secret Manager will pull all the secrets for the RDS instance into the vault, whatever it stores it at, and store it there. Then with that feature, it also comes an option to enable secret rotation, and it will do it automatically for you based on how many days you set.
All right, thank you.
So it's two ways. If you manually create the secret the way we do it, that feature is not enabled to you to automatically rotate it. You will have to rotate it yourself or create a Lambda function that does it. But if you use the AWS feature that connects to your RDS instance, that one has the option to rotate your secret. Yeah.
Thank you.
I can show you once we are done. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Larry, yeah, this looks fine. So the only other thing I can think of is let's delete your default VPC and recreate it.
Is it possible that the version of any of the application has changed?
No. I mean, I don't think no.
You said I should delete it, right?
Yeah, delete the default VPC. Unable to delete because you have something running in it. So delete your EC2 instance. You have an EC2 instance running in that VPC. Or what other I mean, did any of you guys run your Terraform code recently? We just ran the VPC. I ran that same code yesterday when I was working with Shamika. We didn't have this issue. So it's either is really this issue is just the only other thing I would say is that your credentials, even though it's configured, I think is in a different account and we can verify. So yeah, terminate this EC2 instance. Yeah, for your rotation, you can set how many days you want. So everything will be there. I can show you guys shortly once we are done. Yes, for your rotation, once you use that feature, you can enter in there how frequent and how many days your secret can be rotated. That's the only other thing I can think of. So while you are here, go into your IAM. No, type IAM up there. That's the only other thing I can think of. Maybe your do you know which one you are using? The Terraform user, that was what it says when you are.
Yeah, this is what
Okay, yeah, because that's the one you used 10 minutes ago. That's weird. Can I see that your error again? Cannot provide subnet from multiple. Because I know the subnet stuff is application load balancer.
So
So let's Let's delete your default VPC and recreate it. Let's try that route first. Okay, so now go select your VPCs over there. Go back to just your VPCs, yeah, that one. And click VPCs down there. Did you delete it?
Yeah, I did.
Uh,
Maybe it's creating another one. You just created that.
delete this one too. So now refresh, then click that actions, scroll, create the default VPC, create it. All right, so let's look at your Terraform code again. Yeah, there's nothing, there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with the ALB.tf. Check that ALB.tf, because we are testing two different codes and it's getting the same thing. So so there's AWS public subnet is the one ID and public subnet is the two. So drag it to the right so we can see. So those are two different subnets. Hi, do you have your Terraform code for this project up? Can you, if you don't mind, can you run it and see if you're getting the same error? Public subnet is a 2 ID. So the code looks fine to me. I don't see any issue with it. All right. So now run your Terraform init and Terraform apply again. Let's see.
Do I empty this one first or leave it like that?
You can leave it, it's fine. Just do run a Terraform init. Can you drag that up so we can see? Yeah, that's fine. It's fine like that. Then Terraform apply.
But why would be the default VPC has to do with this? If
I'm thinking it's because we are using that data source to get the availability zones. And I know sometimes if there's an issue with that, I know in CloudFormation it does that, but I'm just at this point to try to narrow down the error. I'm just trying all the different things that I think will cause the issue. I don't think that should cause it, but it's still worth trying. If this don't work, I would say maybe you should create a new configure a new credential, but we'll see. Or did anything change with application load balancer? Let me see. The error is not coming up now, right?
Not yet.
I think it created. Can you go in your console and check the load balancer? See if the load balancer is created. Finally came up. Yeah. That is weird. I'm running the code on mine and I'm seeing if I'm gonna get the same error. Waiting ELB validation error. So it's saying validation error. Let's configure a new credentials. Just go and delete your credentials in IAM. Let's create a new one. And I'm also thinking maybe on yours where you have that JSON output, or just not use any output. Just when you configure it, just use and
Just
don't use a JSON output. That could also be the issue. You don't have to delete your user. Don't delete the user. Just select the user. No, select that Terraform user. The same one you are using is fine. Select the user. Select it. Then go to securities credentials. And delete that. Yes, actions under the access key, actions. Delete it. You have to deactivate it. So paste the key there. Paste the key there first, and okay, yeah, you can paste the key and delete. Okay. All right, now create a new one. I think it's that JSON you have in your key. That's what's causing that issue. I understand. Just check that box and click next. Create key. You have to put it. All right. So just yeah, you can download it too, but open your terminal and stay on this screen. You don't have to open it. Just leave this screen and open your terminal. So do you still have that folder where you have your credentials in, the one where your home directory? Delete that .aws folder before we run it. All right, go back one directory to the .aws. Click your name. I delete that folder. See, I'm running the same code on my computer. It's not giving me any error. So now go to your terminal, AWS configure. Then go back to this screen. Don't open your CSV, just click on the box on this screen.
Say it again.
On your AWS screen. Don't open because I don't want you to expose your stuff. So click on the first box. Well, it's still gonna expose it anyway, but when we are done, just remember to change it. Yeah, paste it there. Enter. Copy your secret. No, you have to put your region. Can you run it again? Paste your access key. US is one. And enter. Okay. All right. So can you go back to your Terraform code? I think we can now test it. But I want to get the latest version of RDS MySQL because you need to change it in that code.
Yeah, I've changed it.
Because remember, you are using my, it's not change on my.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, because when I was just running on my computer, it was telling me that. So what is the latest? I don't know what the latest version is.
It's 8.37 or whatever. I think I changed it this morning on my.
Oh, okay. MySQL engine version. So it's 8.037.
Yeah, okay.
8.0.37. Go to RDS. Yeah, 8.0.37. All right, now running. Listen. I think it was probably being caused by that JSON output you have. But I have to look into why, because Terraform probably gets some type of data when your CLI is configured and use it. So maybe if it's the JSON output, that may be causing the issue. That's new to me, but I usually don't have any output for.
Okay.
So that could be the issue. We'll see. You might have to also change your DB type because for some reason AWS decided to remove the DB2 micro. But we'll get past this issue first, and once if it's that one that comes up, we'll fix that. Database engine, which one do they support now? Sorry, you might have to change your DB instance to T3 in the your RDS, your TFS file. Because mine gave me an error, so I changed it to T3. Because it's been a while since I ran the code. TFS. Yeah, so line 21. What is it? All right.
Do I run it again? Because
Scroll back up. Let's see.
it's
I think it has to do with your account.
you mean my AWS account?
Mm-hmm. I mean, because I'm running the code on mine now. Let me see. I'm running the code on mine, and so far I haven't gotten the same error you are getting. And let me show you.
Okay, do you want me to?
It's okay. I can share over here. I'll show you. See, I'm running it here. It's the same code. And it's still creating my database now. But if I go into my EC2 console, load balancer, I have a load balancer created. It's the same exact code I just sent to you.
So, if it's my AWS account, should I be able to create it on the console?
I mean, I think so, but let's figure out why it is doing that. What region is your S3 bucket in?
US East. It should be again. Yeah. Yes, it should be. Most of my
So you can see here, the same code is using is the same one that I gave it. The same code is using is the same one I am using. You need two subnets. We are only using two availability zones, and you need two public subnets. Sorry, I'm responding to someone. You need two public subnets in each availability zone, which the code has. So, and you can see mine is fully applied. I didn't get any error. This is the same code I just sent to you. So we just have to narrow down what in your account is what the issue is. The only other thing I can think of is your state file, where your state file is, what region your state file is in.
my EC2, my S3 is in US.
You can
US.
you can share
Okay.
US. Yeah, that yeah, I'll use that next. So if so Mr. Larry, leave this here. Let me take a quick screenshot of it, because then I'll just post it in ChatGPT. But ChatGPT is saying it's probably gonna say the same thing, which the target group ARN does not, obviously, because the load balancer is not created. That's why. Okay, so can you show me your S3 bucket, like where it's created? Then if that don't work, I'll just ask ChatGPT and see. Mr. Henry, are you there?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
can you see it now?
I'm only seeing your Terraform screen.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. It's, Share my
Validation error. That's the issue. You cannot create subnets from multiple. What does that mean? This is the first time I'm seeing this. Multiple locals. That's why I'm saying it must probably be something with your multiple locals. What does that mean? What does it mean by multiple locals?
So I'm going down.
I'm still not seeing your screen. I'm only still seeing your Terraform screen. I think you're only sharing your Terraform. Oh, is it me? Am I looking at something else?
know why it's hiding somewhere. So my screen is
Aziz,
Yes.
when you get a chance, can you please send me this Terraform code as well, please?
Okay. Can you send me a message on Slack? Because
Okay.
I can't see. I don't know who's talking to me. So
It's Sunny, but I'll go ahead and say.
Sonny. Yeah,
Yeah.
send me it. I'll send
Okay.
it to you.
All right.
But
Thank you.
do you want me to send it now so you can run it, or you let me
Yeah.
let
I'll do it later. I'm at work.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll
I
send
just
it.
need. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
which screen do you say you want to see?
Your AWS console.
Is it coming up now?
No, I think you're only just sharing your you have to stop sharing and share your screen again.
Can you see the S3?
Just a second. Sorry, I'll send you. Yes, I can see it now. So what bucket are you using for your state file?
Stage by this is.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. Man. All right, let me just ask ChatGPT and see what it says. I haven't seen this error before, and it's kind of odd. It looks like it's only it's exclusive to your account. So I took a screenshot of the error you are having. I'm just gonna paste it in here. Okay. This means that when configuring your load balancer, you have specified subnet that belongs to different availability zone. Different availability zone or region. An application load balancer requires that all the subnets specified for its configuration be within the same VPC and region. Okay. They also need to be in the same availability zone. Okay. So configuring your application load balancer, you have specified subnets that belongs to different availability zones. Yeah. I mean, did anything change in creating load balancer? Internet facing IPv4, right? Then your VPC here, you select your VPC. You have your availability zones here, USS 1A. Here, I'm going to select my public subnet, right? That is in availability zone A. The first availability zone, and I'll select availability zone B, and I'll select my public subnet in that availability zone as well. I mean, nothing has changed with nothing has changed with how application load balancer is created, which the code I gave you is that's, I mean, because that's the same code I just ran. I like the zip file you placed in there. That's the same exact code I just ran on my account, and it works. So I think the issue has to do with your AWS account. I mean, if anyone else wants to run it, you guys, I can send it to you. You can run it. So that way we can. So I think because you ran my code, you are getting the issue. You ran your code, you are getting the issue. So there's something in your account that is most likely causing it, but I don't know because this is the first time I'm seeing that issue. So you can see here. So to resolve this issue, right, ensure these subnets are in the same VPC and region. Okay. Unless, is there anything else I'm missing? Can you share your screen, Mr. Larry? It's something on your end, but I can't really pinpoint what. We've changed your credentials. We've changed your there's something on your end. Click on that your Terraform remote bucket. Let's see. The US61.
Terraform.
Your your bucket that you are using for your state file. That's in US61. For some reason, it's just not creating your load balancer. It's saying, can we see your Terraform code again? It is saying you are using right. So 1624.234, right? Oh, is there a load balancer variable here in the TFVAS? Scroll down to on this TFVAS file, scroll down here. Let's see. This same screen you are on, just scroll down. The same file you have open, just scroll down on there. Oh, that's everything? No, I'm talking about the file you have open on your screen.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
All right. So select your ALB.tf. So that is creating a load balancer. You see the load balancer is subnet is a 1 ID, public subnet is a 2 ID. Then you're creating your target group. Can you, Mr. can you copy that error creating?
This one.
Yeah, and send it to me on Slack. No, don't copy it. Just that error. I want to see if someone else is having that same issue online. Send it to me on Slack. I think that is just something that is exclusive to your account. Thank you. Can you try creating the subnet, because your VPC is created now, right? Try creating the load balancer in your AWS account. Let's see. Select your VPC. No, select the VPC we created. You can see something is wrong with that. That's the issue. Why is that showing up that way?
You mean this one?
Yeah, what is USS1 boss A1? Go into your availability zone. So you can see what it created, right? There's an issue there. Because if I show you the one that I was just on, mine is not showing up that way. So that's what is causing it. But I don't know.
This one.
USS1. So click on okay, leave this screen, open another tab for EC2.
For EC2?
Mm-hmm. I scroll down here. No, on the screen itself. All right. So you can see over there, I'm not sure what that means. That's probably what's causing the issue in your account.
But
was it you that had that, or
stop?
is anyone seeing this in their account?
And somebody check his or her account or see if
Let me check.
I've not seen that in my account.
So that's what's causing your issue. I'm not sure how that is showing up in your account.
Yeah. Do you have another account, AWS account, and check?
say
Yeah.
it.
If you have another AWS account, we can test it.
And test that and see.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, that's the issue, because I'm not sure why that is showing up in your
Yeah, I've
account.
not seen that before too. And I found the same file too that
Yeah, mine is not showing. Mine is not showing that. But the only other thing I can think of is we can kind of like because it somehow is randomly picking that as your availability zone, one of your, so you can see how this one is, right? So you can see how in this one you don't have that or that one. So that somehow that account is maybe you, I don't know. I don't know why that one is there.
Okay.
So let's try something in your, we'll do it this way. So let's go in that your account.
The previous one.
Mm-hmm. No, go, yes. The only other thing is, do you have like a Route 53 set up in this account? Because we would have to set everything up and we really don't have time. So you have to set up your secrets manager Route 53 domain name in this account for us to be able to use this account. So the what we can do now, which is like a way we can bypass that region, that not picking that region as your not picking that availability zone as your second availability zone is go back to your Terraform code. We'll just hard code our availability zones there. So you don't have it. You have to set those up in this account. It's fine. So go back to your Terraform code. All right. So go to your VPC file. All right. Scroll down to your availability zones. Stop there. All right. So comment. So scroll back up because you missed the first one. Okay. So comment that out, not for now. So your value, so you know what you can do? Just because I still want you to have this here. There are different ways you can get your availability zone. This is just the way we are getting it. But for some reason, it is picking that extra one you have in your account as one of your availability zone, which is what is causing the error. So I'll just hard code it. So you can either comment line 28 out. So create a copy of line 28, then comment. So the good way you can do that is put your mouse at the end. Instead of doing it that way, let me show you a fast way. Where your cursor is now, press Ctrl C. No, put your cursor at the end of the bracket the way it was before. Control C, Control V. Then press Control// to comment out that second one you created, or the first one, anyone. Control//. Can you see Control//? There you go. Then for that line 28 one, just remove the value and type US East 1 in there, in quotes. We'll test it that way. If that works, then you can continue using that until I will do a research on why you have the extra rich availabilities on showing up in your account. US East 1A.
So that means we are not hard coding it.
Yeah, we are hard coding it now. We are not. So that'll be US East 1A.
A?
Yes, for your first availability zone. Yeah, it has to be in the quote. So you can use that line 29 as an example when you come back to change it, right?
Yeah.
So we are just alternating between 0 and 1 to pick the index between the first and second. So you can do change line for 41 as well. So copy your US East 1A, paste it on line 41 for the value, but change it to B. You understand? So your subnet AZ1 will be in US East 1A. Your subnet AZ2 will be in US East 1B. So you don't have to do this for all of them, like the copying it. I just want you to have that reference there. But if you want to do that, you can do it. So now change that value of line 41 to US East 1B. Okay. All right. You have to do the same thing for your private subnet. Keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. You have to put it in a quote.
So that's it.
No, there's still two more.
Having data supplements. Okay.
So now run Terraform and Terraform apply. Consider is working now. So I'm not sure how you get the I'm not sure how you have how the extra availability zone showed up in your account. Maybe you accidentally clicked on that enable additional availability zone. I'm not sure.
But if
So
we deleted the VPC and we recreated another one, that shouldn't come up.
no, because that is the availability zones that is showing up in your region. Your region has your US East 1 region has an additional availability zone in there. So it has no, so whatever your region, your default region, whatever availability zone your default region is presenting to Terraform, that is what Terraform is going to pick out of. So your region is also presenting that additional availability zone. So even if you delete the VPC, it's not going to delete that availability zone. That availability zone is in your AWS account in that region. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think maybe you may have clicked on the enable additional zones. Maybe that's how you get that zone. But I'll do a research on it, how to delete it. But that's definitely what's causing the issue. You can see now your application load balancer looks like it is created. Your still creating your load balancer. Mr. Henry, go ahead.
Yeah, I said it's great.
Mr. Henry, go ahead. Henry. Oh, I'm sorry. I have two Henry now. So, all right. Henry, go ahead. Ask your question. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So so this is my first time of joining this session. I just joined the boot camp because it's last week. So I was now been on this call for a while and it's all been Terraform. So I was wondering if I'm in the right session.
Yes, you are. So this session is more of like an open session when I meet with everyone, and you can anyone can ask any questions on their project and just in general on your project and whatever you are having issues with. It's just an open, you can ask any questions you want, right? So I understand that you are more in the beginning. If you have any questions at the level you are in, you feel free to ask it here as well. Everyone is going at their own pace. So he's on Terraform now, and that's why we are working on Terraform. So if you had a question on maybe the static stuff, we'll look at that as well. And if you are in the beginning and you are joining this session, for a lot of this, for this Terraform stuff, it's good to, if you want to join, it's good to just see how, sometimes some people join just to see, just to kind of see what the project is about, because at some point you'll be doing Terraform project too. So, but if you are not at this stage yet, you don't have to worry about it at this point, but you can just kind of like listen in just to see what is what we are doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, but during the week, if you have any issues that is relating to the project you are working on, whether it's the static one, and you need me to do like a troubleshooting session like this with you, and we can usually they'll schedule a meeting with me and I will meet with you and we'll work on it. But the Saturday is just more for like everyone to join. We talk about different things. So this is also good for just getting used to maybe like seeing things that you may not understand now, but eventually by the time you get to the Terraform project, you understand it. Because it is similar to when you start working and everyone is sharing their screen, you are in a daily stand-up or some type of meeting. Most of the time, you won't probably understand what, let's say the backend engineers are talking about their progress. You might not understand what they are working on. But by being part of a couple of sessions, you'll start to get an idea of what the work is like or what they are talking about. So sessions like this is good for stuff like that. Some people, sometimes they only join when they have questions. Sometimes some people join just to listen in. So it's just based on you, what your preference is.
Yeah, thank you. It's duly noted. I just add to what you just said. I think it's another way of me learning. It's also a learning process for me to seeing people.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
maybe from my own background where I was coming from. I'm a software engineer. So
Okay. Okay.
debugging or troubleshooting issues, it's a fantastic way of you learning how the processes work.
Exactly. So this session will be more good for even this. Don't get confused about Terraform, because even at this point, if you don't understand Terraform, but you can see we've spent like the past 1 hour trying to troubleshoot the issue, right? And you saw how the different ways, different things we try to troubleshoot it. It's good for stuff like that. And it's also good that we all saw together that his availability zone had an extra availability zone in there, which everyone else didn't have. So yes, at the least, you'll see, just get an idea of how to troubleshoot from this session. And sometimes people ask general questions, just not always about troubleshooting. Sometimes people ask questions about work, what the day-to-day is like. Is always, every week is always something different. It's just based on what people are asking.
Okay, one more question. So
Sure.
let's say for this Terraform lab, are these issues, are they being documented for future references?
Mentally I do, because this is the first time I saw this error he's having. And mentally I do, so if anyone has the issue, I would be able to guide you. But it's kind of difficult to document all the issues you will have. But for an issue like this, I remember it. I'm not going to forget. But it's kind of not, well, it's kind of hard to document all the issues, because the good thing about Terraform is when you have issues in general, Terraform will tell you exactly what that issue is and where to look in your code. So when you get to Terraform and you run into any issues, we'll be able to troubleshoot it, because Terraform would tell you can see here, Terraform is telling him you should look on line 68. So for general Terraform issue like this, I wouldn't say, I mean, if you want to document each one, that's fine. But I'm going to say that it will be, when you get to that point, it will be easier to troubleshoot them. You don't have to document all the errors that you've seen. And part of the learning process is one thing I also want you guys to learn is, when you are running your Terraform code and you run into any issue, Terraform is telling us, like, okay, let's look at this one, for example. So it's saying that the target group with the ARN, which specifies the ARN, have not been associated with a load balancer. So, and it's not telling you, you need to go on the ECS file, in the ECS.tf file line 68, and look in there, right? So rather than you having like a what's having, how have you've already know what the answer would be based on the things you've wrote down in your notes, right? Sometimes it's good to be able to read it read the error from here and trace it back to your code and pinpoint exactly where that issue is. Because at work, right, every error you'll get every single time is always going to be different based on what you are trying to create. So you need to be able to interpret the error that Terraform is giving you and tracing it back to your code. That would be the best way to maximize your learning, especially when you are learning Terraform.
Sounds good to me. Just to cap it off, I just want to say thank you, and I'm really enjoying the whole cloud journey so far.
Oh, you're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. And feel free to reach out to me anytime you have any issues. It doesn't even have to be an issue. Questions, work related, not work related, just anything in general. Just don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay. So, Mr. Lanre,
It look right. The line 58 and 68 look okay to me.
The target group ARN. The target group ARN is not associated with a load balancer. Okay, so let's go in your ALB file. We might have to change because we are hard coding your region now. So your availability zone. Let's see if there's anything here we need to change. So that's fine. Scroll down to your target group. So that's your target group right there. Scroll down. Scroll down. Okay, scroll back up. Let me see something. Oh, this is the target group. VPC. Health check. I'll scroll up. Let me see. Load balancer. Unless if something changed in target group. Scroll down. Now just check mine. All right, so we have our target group and we have our load balancer. So let me see. Now go to that ECS. Let's look on the ECS. Let's look at ECS line 68. This mine's run perfectly. Scroll down. Oh, okay. No, private subnet ID. Okay, that's fine. Scroll down. Load balancer right there. Target group. So it's saying the target group ARN. Did anything change with the target group? Because this I'm trying to see if something changed with the target group. Looking in the Terraform documentation. Just a second. Oh, okay. So that would be on the listener. Go on the listener. Scroll down here. Oh no, in your load balancer file. Scroll down. Yeah, these ones are fine. Scroll down to your listener resources. Yeah, keep scrolling down. Load balancer. Okay, scroll down. Okay, it should be up there. HTTPS listener. Okay, forwarding to your target group. So ALB target group. I mean, it looks right. I think you're still having that issue with your availability zone. So let's fix the other one, the RDS one. So you can see where it says invalid availability zone, US East 1, bus 1A. So go in your RDS file and subnet group, scroll up to your subnet group, scroll up here. Oh yeah, so that one it's that one. So change that one to US East 1A, line 25, just change it to US East 1A. Scroll up. Okay, so run your code now again. So all the issues you're having is just most likely relating to your VPC. I mean your this AWS account. So I'm not sure how your account got misconfigured. But it should fix that one. The first one where it's saying that I think that one you may just have to rerun. Let me see. Yes. Yeah, I think it's working now. So the issue is with your availability zone. Even that other issue with the target group, I don't think it was related to that. It was related to the availability zone in your database. So, yeah, it's taking some time to create the database, but you can check in your console and see if your target group is there, and check your load balancer, see if your load balancer is forwarding traffic to your target group. So let's refresh over there. Okay. Now your listeners can see it is forwarding traffic. It's forwarding your traffic to your target group. So that's fixed that issue. So the main issue is just your availability zone in this region. So you just have to, you can contact AWS support the same way I explained to.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
Yeah, so just tell them you have an extra availability zone shown in your account. They can help you resolve that issue.
It's continuing database.
Okay, so
It's good.
yeah, so all that is created, and that's the issue. So it took a long time to figure out, but you guys saw that sometimes the issue may not even be in the chat phone code, which is when I was looking at his code, I didn't see any issue there. Then I gave him my code because I know my code works. And when we ran my code, we're still having the same issue. So I narrowed it down that since it's not his code, we're having the same issue with his code and my code. It has to be something that is exclusive to his account. Then
Hmm.
go ahead.
Go ahead, don't worry.
Then from there, I tried to create the load balancer manually in my account. I saw that I can. Then I told him to create the load balancer manually in his account, and that was how we found that additional region. So sometimes if you don't see error in the code, it's not the code. You might have to just try different things and look elsewhere. So this is a good idea of how a troubleshooting session is. Even at work, sometimes troubleshooting session can take hours trying to pinpoint what the issue is with something. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So you can, now that you've made all the changes in this, you can just replace all these files, right, in your code for your CI/CD pipeline. So just go open the folders side by side. You can copy all these files here and paste it there, or you can just go and change your region in there. Remember, we changed all the regions in the VPC. Then you will change it in the RDS too. There's one in the RDS that you will change, and that's it.
Thanks.
No problem. No problem. Does anyone else have any question? I know we're way over time, but if anyone else need help before I log out. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'll try to figure out. Oh, one thing I want to tell you guys is I work at my job now, they made a decision that all the engineers has to learn a different platform. So since they use multi-cloud and they use AWS and Azure. Previously, we had engineers that specialize in AWS and engineers that specialize in Azure. So I'm one of the AWS engineer, and now they want the Azure engineers to learn AWS and the AWS engineer to learn Azure. So I'm going to be learning Azure. I know I've been saying it, but now there's something kind of like forcing me, not necessarily forcing me, because I've learned a lot of the things I know in the cloud. I didn't learn them from work. I learned them by doing hands-on project. So, but that is giving me kind of like I won't say motivation, but the sense of urgency to learn Azure. So as I'm working on those, I'll be sharing those projects with you. So I will probably break it down into just trying to create one of our dynamic project in Azure. So as I work on that, sometime in the future, we'll probably have a session where we work on it together. So that way you guys just use that as but I wouldn't make it as, because all the projects are it takes so much time to update. And I don't want you guys to have a project that is out of date. So any additional projects that I work on that is not what is in your account, it will just be projects we work on together. So that will be something we'll work on in the near future.
AZ, how you doing, man?
I'm fine, you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm about to start working on the Kubernetes project, and I want to know if anybody else is working on a Kubernetes project so we can bounce you know I'm guessing troubleshooting off one another. If anybody's going to be working on I'm on the Slack channel. I'm gonna be starting it today, and I guess you're gonna come on next Saturday, right?
Yes, I will.
All right, cool. If anybody wanna work with me on the Kubernetes project, just get with me in the link and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's cool. Yes,
All right,
also post it in the group message, and you can add. So if you type the @ symbol and here, that would broadcast the message to everyone let me show you. So in our Slack channel, if you come to the group and you do @ here, and you just select here, that will broadcast it to everyone, meaning that everyone that is in the channel will get the notification. So just let them know if someone is working on it, then you guys can just message each other and work on it.
All right, cool.
But while you're working on it, if you have any questions, let me know.
All right, will do. Appreciate it, AZ.
No problem. Does anyone else have any question? I think someone was trying to say something.
I'm sorry, Aziz. What time does the call starts? Because I think we're on different time zone. I'm here in the UK. So I don't know what time.
Okay. So the call is on. Ours is 11. On my time is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So which I think your UK would be like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Between 5 p.m. So mine is Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, that would be like around 5, yeah.
Yeah. So, and also if you want to join the meeting, you know that you can find the link in here, right? So even Dylan, when you want to join the meetings, the Saturday meetings, so in our group here, if you select the DevOps channel, and you'll see this canvas up here. So it's this icon. If you click on it, you'll find a bunch of links we use here. And this is the link to join the meeting here. So for those of you that need the link, you'll find it here. All right. Thank you, everyone. It's a good session.
Aziz?
Yes, sir.
Aziz,
Yes, sir.
were you able to check the subscription for me, please?
Oh, yeah. I said that you should. Did you send me your email? Oh, yes, you did. You did. Sorry. I'll check it for you this afternoon. So did you speak to your son about his AWS thing? What did he say? Is he going to learn or?
He said that he would like to. He was asking me whether he should use my own subscription, and I said no, that I would like to get a separate one for him. And he said that he will get back to me, but that he's still working on some projects.
Okay. So,
but I want him, and then there are other 2 people that I've spoken to that are likely to. One of them is doing cyber security.
Okay.
I advised that this source that I know of, that this place is good, even if she is going into cyber security. But I would suggest that she join this class so that at least she could have a lot of background in cloud generally, and then it will still be helpful to have for a journey in cybersecurity.
Yes.
But I have some few people that I'm talking to that I would like to bring in.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you. I appreciate that. And whenever your son is ready, and if he wants to speak, I'll definitely be more than willing to schedule a meeting with him and just kind of get a sense of what he feels, how he feels, and what he thinks he wants to do, and answer any questions he has. So yeah,
Please set a subscription for me. And
okay, I'll check for you once we end the call. Now I'll check it. Okay, you know what? Let me even. Well, I don't want to keep everyone, but Mr. Emmanuel, I'll check for you and I'll get back to you. I don't want to keep everyone waiting because of that. All right. Have a good weekend, everyone, and I will see some of you guys during the week and the rest of you next Saturday. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, easy.
Thank you.